I was at like, that's a height in my career as far as on paper, but
Right.
personally, it was a low because
Mhm.
I realized that I was serving to the point that I was disserving myself, right? Welcome everyone to another episode of Next Level Lifestyles, where we connect you with different locations, realtors, and lifestyles worldwide. So today I have none other than one of my very besties in the business, Felicia Beltran. She is a broker owner of Empire Realty in the Pueblo, Colorado area. Welcome, Felicia.
Hi, how's it going, friend?
First off, she is super mom, okay? But let me tell you, she operates a mean business. I'm talking, she's been listing and selling for 15 years. She's a top 250 Latino agent through NAREP. She was Remax Hall of Fame and Platinum Award winner, Salesperson of the Year, Rookie of the Year, you name it. She's done it, she's got it. And I'm just so thankful to say that you are one of my favorite people. And I'm so excited that we get to spend some time together here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Oh.
It's good to see you. You look amazing.
You do too, love. Last time I saw you, where were we? We were doing a tour of Florida.
Absolutely. We were in Fort Lauderdale. A little bit of fun in the sun, and a lot of business.
That's it. Listen,
A lot of masterminding.
masterminding, and we are people, right? So like, put us
Absolutely.
out where the people are. We love networking. Your network is your net worth, the whole shebang.
Absolutely.
And I think before we get into it, so let's talk about like, how did we meet? Do you remember how we met?
We actually met at one of the Remax conventions,
Yeah.
and we just hit it off, fast and furious, became, besties right away, and we've stayed in contact. I think now it's been probably about 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. In 2008, obviously, the market crashed, and we were full blown in a recession. And thankfully, I just really didn't know anything better or different than hard work. So I just put my nose to the grindstone. I bragged to everybody that, if I can build my business in the recession, I can sustain anything. And I felt really fortunate that I did come into real estate at that time, because I feel like it taught me the value of, appreciating every opportunity to serve the public and to take care of my clients to the highest extent. And I've always said that my business model is basically, if I take care of people, people will always take care of me. And it's absolutely 100% true. And if I take away a little nugget and I implement something into my business, or if I take, even in the worst of situations, if I take something and I, revamp into my business, I think that I'm just going to continue to, grow leaps and bounds and be able to serve my clients, in a better capacity.
It's true. I mean, evolve or dissolve, right? Like I say that I'm a
Absolutely. Yeah.
lifelong learner, right? And at the end of the day, it's like I feel that having that open mindset, instead of so many agents get so closed-minded where it's like, I know it all, I don't want to hear anything else. No. Like I'm a lifelong learner. You are a lifelong learner. We love our craft. We love helping people. And I think that's what allows us to stay at the top of our field. I really do.
And not only that, but I mean, we're not always going to get it right. We're just not. We are fallible people. Sometimes we fall into ruts and bad habits. And, if you can recognize that and you can change that, and get back on track, I think that's all that matters. And for me personally, I'm always the person that, what, if I make a mistake, I'm going to own it. I'm going to try and fix it. And, I want everybody to be happy at the end of the day.
Like whoever you are, whoever's listening, right? Whether you're an agent or a consumer, the next level is different for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Like let's just compare it to like a home buyer, right? First time home buyer, the next level in their life is, I feel like I just had an accent. The next level in their life is hang out with Ricky too much. Is to maybe get off of mom's couch and like buy their first home, right? And then after that, maybe it's buy the second home. But then maybe the next level after that is to downsize so they have a better quality of life. The next level is to sell the larger house, have a condo, so that way I'm able to live and I don't have to do as much yard work, snow removal, things like that. And the same thing for an agent. Like I'll never forget it when my mom ever asked me, like, Alex, like, okay, we're doing goal setting when she used to own and operate, the brokerages, we would have a lot of classes and whatnot. And she's like, so when's enough? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm not stopping until I sell 1,000 houses a year. But she's like, but at what cost? And I didn't get it at the time because I was so young. I started when I was 22. But looking back, I'm like, oh my God, so I hit 30 under 30 in the nation, which was incredible, but I was at like, that's a height in my career as far as on paper, but personally, it was a low because I realized that I was serving to the point that I was disserving myself, right?
And it's all about timing. I feel like when you manifest something, and I happen to be a person of faith. So to me, manifesting is nothing more than, bringing attention into your life, asking your higher being, God, to bless you, with the things that you need, the things that are going to make you happy. And it doesn't all happen at once. I think that it comes in bits and pieces and always in God's timing, which is, we can ask for better than that. But I've had it happen in my life so many times that truly, like, you would think that the more successful you get, the less grateful you become. And I've become so unbelievably humbled that it just floors me, that every year, like to make the top 250, Latino agents list. That's a nationwide list, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, but every year when that list comes out, I'm like, man, I hope I made it. Man, I hope I made it. And it's just, to me, it's just such a blessing to be recognized with people who just, I don't know, they just work on their business. They take care of their clients in the same way that I do. Just like you. I mean, I'm so lucky to have friends like you and all of our real housewives of real estate. We're such a close knit group of agents all over the country that provide support and motivation and just lots and lots of love.
And I'm so thankful that I have you, the other housewives, our real housewives of real estate, because we get to we've cultivated these relationships. And now with technology, it's like, shoot, we stay in touch all the time and we share referrals and, hey, are you like, what do you think about this idea? I'm trying this in my market. Hey, what are you doing in your market? Like for multiple offers or this and that. And I feel like that helps us to continue to elevate ourselves, our lives, and then to best represent our clients.
I remember when I got the RE/MAX Hall of Fame award, nobody from my brokerage went to the RE/MAX convention that year. It was just me. And sometimes you're just surrounded by, sometimes strangers provide such an incredible amount of support that it is unbelievably surprising. But there I was, and I had a whole table of people that when I went, and I barely knew these people. They stood up, they clapped. When I got off the stage, they all gave me hugs. And it was such an incredible feeling. But you're right, to have people, sometimes it's hard to be the big fish. You understand what I'm saying?
Totally.
Success always comes with a price. And sometimes it's really, really hard because, you're happy for other people, but sometimes they're not always happy for you. It's just the way it goes. And then I end up being the resource for how do I fix their problems. And that's okay, because I feel like, whether they used me or not, hopefully if I'm helpful, they'll think of somebody down the road that can use my services. So I just try to be as helpful as I can. But, getting them to a lender and making sure that they're educated on the process. I've taught first-time homebuyer programs, and I have a real soft spot for my first-time homebuyers because, it's very daunting if you've never done it before, just to know how do you go about things. So a lot of times I'll just have people who are reaching out to me and I just tell them, let's start here. Let's start with the basics. Let's see if it can work for you. And if it's not the time, that doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means you can't do it right now, and we'll get you there eventually.
I love it. And you hit upon something so important. Like consumers out there don't realize the value of having the right realtor representing them. And it's funny because listen, you throw a stone, you can hit about 5 agents, right? And not all are created equally in the sense that, you advocate for your clients, you're a resource. And let's face it, if you're not out there listing and selling on a daily basis, it's really tough to represent someone, especially in this changing market. And, there's so many times too, where someone may have a family member, a friend in the business, and maybe they sold a house 2 years ago or, whatever the case may be. And it's true, you end up just being the resource anyways. So I guess to anyone listening that may be considering a move, just know that it's so important to have someone that you like and trust that is an expert in the industry, because you don't mess around.
You don't. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot to be learned. And to be honest, when you go to real estate school, all they teach you is, how to write a contract. Everything else is on the job training. So it is invaluable. And anybody who, is thinking about coming into real estate, the best advice I can give them is get you a mentor. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because it's when you don't ask questions that the mistakes are made. And, some of them can be costly, where I'm wanting to, build somebody else up, help other agents get to the next level. And to me, that feels really, really good, because I think it reinforces, my own business and sharpens my skills a little bit more. They always say when you teach somebody, you're learning yourself. So I'm committed to learning.
Girl, you were in my head. I was just going to say that one of my favorite quotes is, to teach is to learn. And
Absolutely. Yep.
Felicia, I love you. Thank you so
I
much.
love you, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. So for anyone that wants to get in touch with you, how can they find you and where can they find you?
Well, you can always call me. My direct number is 719-564-HOME, which is real easy. You can call me, and then I'm happy to, set up a conference call or an appointment, in-person appointment. If you want to email me, my email is felicia@empirerealtypros.com.
Love it.
You can always hit me up on Facebook or Instagram.
I'm all over to our DMs, people. I love you. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun.
Thank you. Take care, sweetie.